Hi, Moamar. You are raising a really interesting topic here, which is do we as English learners really need someone to have a conversation in order to practice our English, right? And I agree so much in what you are talking about, because I have seen so much that lots of time people focus a lot on looking for a speaking partner, right? And instead on focusing on practicing, right? And so I have seen, for example, people it's it's a mistake of ours, right, of ourselves, that, for example, if we want to speak on a regular basis, for example, um, every day, or whatever, right, whatever what period each one wants, and I don't know if I should include me in that group, but I'm going to include me, right? We as English learners, what we do, if we waste a lot of time looking for a speaking partner, asking for speaking partners, um, arranging on hours, right, on times, missing conversations. It's typical that, for example, you arrange on for a chat at 2 o'clock, for example, and there are some times when the other person arrived 15 minutes late, for example, or sometimes the other person um, doesn't arrive on in the chat at the chat, right? And those are, I don't know if the word arrive is the most suitable here, right? The perhaps that the other people doesn't join at that to the chat that you have agreed on, right? And all those, there are loads of things that makes you lose, right, waste makes you waste lots lot of time that you could be talking in English in that time, right? And there is another thing that happens, that, for example, that when you join to a chat with somebody, um then you waste a lot of time arranging technical stuff, right, fixing technical stuff, and and if you try to be time effective, you are doing something that you could be doing whilst you do other things, right? You are practicing listening. Suppose that you are chatting, right, with only one person, um uh half an hour, right? And, well, you have suppose that you have wasted another half hour, right? It's typical. And in that half hour you have you have spoken perhaps only 15 minutes. If there are more people involved in that chat, perhaps you can speak 10 minutes, right? And you can have 20 minutes of listening, practicing listening, right? But nowadays there are so many sources to listen English, that perhaps you should focus on the most weaker point, right? The commonly most weaker point aspect, which is speaking, right? And what you need to speak is do what I'm doing now, right? You can switch on a mobile and you can speak, and you are practicing your speaking, right? And to practice my listening, what I do is I'm listening to your videos, and YouTube is plenty of resources to listen to English, right? Um, there is another thing that happens in chats, is that we are more focused on communicating, right? Not and in on improving our English. Well, when I'm making our videos, I'm focused on communication as well, right? I'm communicating, right? But as when you are a beginner, right? I'm going to include myself, right? We when we are talking, there are doesn't matter if we talk well, or we talk bad, right? If we the most important thing is communicate, right? And we are able to understand us, right? So, well, that's important to record. You can you can kill two birds with one stone, having a chat and recording it at the same time. So then you can check your that video, and you can see your mistakes, right? Because I think that is really important, right? That is really important. And so, well, I was thinking about giving some pieces of advice to. I'm going to change that phrase. I was thinking about giving advice to making videos, but I have talked about this in my video devoted to Manuel, right? So, so I'm going to say quickly. Basically, you can pick up ideas. I'm going to make a little summary about this now, right? I'm going to deepen on it in the same way that I'm sorry. I'm not going to deepen it like I did with my video devoted to Manuel, right? But either way, with mentioning these three concepts will be definitely enough, right? It's not necessary to deepen it. Um, one of those is that you don't need to do it. It's a piece of advice. Take advantage of pick up ideas from other English learners to make your videos, right? That's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is develop a sustainable method, right, of making videos. Right. For example, if you want to make videos every single day, perhaps that could not be sustainable, right? But the thing is that you have to keep making videos on a regular basis, right? But you have to develop a sustainable method for you, right? And 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 take advantage of moments when you really feel talkative. There are some moments when we feel talkative, right? And one of those, for example, is this one. I'm after listening Moamar's podcast, right? Because he has given me ideas to talk about, right? So now I feel talkative, and I'm talking, and I'm seizing on this moment to talk, right? And I don't have a speaking partner in front of me, right? So um, the thing is that don't get obsessed with looking with speaking partners. I have seen so many people here are kind of obsessed with that, right? Um, but the reality is that you don't need a speaking partner, right? Obviously, I think that um, time to time it's I suggest to talk, right, but to talk with another person, right, to speak with another person, right, but I strongly believe that that the the trunk, right, the trunk of our learning English process should be making videos, right, about speaking, practicing speaking, right. I'm not talking about listening, writing, reading, right. I'm talking about speaking. My I strongly believe that the basis, the foundation of speaking practicing speaking are videos, right? Are videos and speaking, chatting by speaking, time to time, right? Because uh, it's not easy, uh, and you can make a video whenever you want, right? You don't have to depend on the time of other person, right? You depend on, you are using your own time, right? You are making a video in the moment when you can do it, right? For example, in this moment I'm going to tell you the what hour it is. Now I'm recording this video. It's 2:20 o'clock in the at night, right, in the morning, right. uh, so um I haven't had at a moment to talk about this, right? And I have seen Moammar's video, um, perhaps an hour ago, right? And or 2 hours ago. I have written down some points, right? Of a lot. Well, this is other thing. Here I have seen lots of videos a couple of hours ago, and I have written down some key points, right. And there, this is a kind of a script, right. It's not a script, right, but perhaps when I, for example, here I have written from Moamar, focus on yourself, recording yourself, beginners, people focus on looking for a partner, speaking partner, it's like talking to someone else, and the lovely song, right, that you Moamar have sung at the end of the video. So those are key points that Moamar has mentioned, and perhaps I have written down more than more points that I really need, right? Because I'm focusing on the main idea that you Moamar have raised here, right? And I want to spread this idea among all of us, right? Don't get obsessed with looking for a speaking partner, right? just just switch on a mobile, and as I have said in another video, right, this method is even better for a beginner, right? Because when you are a beginner, you are more conscious, right? You are more aware, you are more conscious about ideas that you want to express, and you don't know very well how to express it, right? So you have a list of doubts that then you can check when after checking out your video, right? So it's easier in that point. It's it's more fundamental, right? I don't know if that's the more suitable word. It's better, right? It's better for beginners using this method, right? From that point of view, right? Which is important, right? Correcting yourself. But when you an advanced English speaker, for example, those details are even harder to spot, right? Because you are saying things and you think that you are saying them well, right? But perhaps you are not, and it's not easy for you to to figure out about those mistakes, right? Um, but either way, this method of making videos is key for everyone, right? So well, I guess that that's enough. As a summary, I totally join to you, Moamar, right? And I want to spread that idea to all guys here. Uh, I I'm going to repeat it. Don't get obsessed of looking for a speaking partner, right? That the listening of English. I don't need to recommend you YouTube channels, right? Because there are thousands on the internet, right? Here there are lots of people posting videos, so it's not like in the past that you didn't have opportunities to listen to English, right? So don't get obsessed to looking for someone to listen their English, right? Because we are not in with we are not in this is not like it was in the past, right? Nowadays there are thousands of sources of English, right? What you have to practice is your speaking, right? And being time effective in English is key, right? Is really key. Um okay. Well, I guess that's all what I wanted to say about it. I hope not be to I hope me to not forget something, right? But well, I want to congratulate you again, Mohammad, for raising this really interesting topic, and for that really nice song that you have sung at the end of your video. Okay, thank you again, Mohammad. Okay, bye bye.